On March 15th, satellite images showed something unusual moving through the South China Sea at a speed of 18 to 20 knots. It was not one of the two supercarriers already deployed to the Middle East. It was not a cruiser or a destroyer. It was a 45,000-ton warship built to carry Marines and fighter jets, moving southwest toward the Strait of Malacca with no official announcement and no media briefing. Ship trackers had first noticed it 2 days earlier, moving south of Taiwan through the Luzon Strait. It was traveling alone, separated from the two transport ships it had been operating with in the Philippine Sea just a week before. The ship was USS Tripoli, hull number LHA-7. The Pentagon had not said anything about its destination, but its path was clear. Tripoli was heading toward the Persian Gulf, and the reason was a problem that even 2 aircraft carriers, 8 destroyers, and more than 6,000 airstrikes had not been able to solve. The Strait of Hormuz has been almost completely closed since early March. Oil tankers have nearly stopped passing through. Normally, about 138 ships cross every day, but by mid-March, some days saw only 1 ship, and sometimes none at all. At least 16 commercial ships have been attacked since the conflict began, and 8 sailors have been killed. Insurance companies stopped offering war risk coverage. Major shipping companies paused all crossings. Oil prices rose sharply. Iran's military forces warned that any ship trying to pass would be attacked. Even though the U.S. Navy has destroyed over 60 Iranian vessels, sunk advanced warships, removed many mine-laying units, and carried out around 6,000 strikes across Iran in less than 3 weeks, the strait is still closed. Not because Iran still has a strong navy, but because it does not need one. Just one missile hitting a single tanker is enough to stop global shipping, as no insurer will take that risk. And Iran still has missiles. That is where Tripoli changes the situation. This is not a normal amphibious assault ship. Tripoli is an America-class ship built without a well deck, which is usually used to launch landing craft. When this design was announced, many people criticized it. An amphibious ship without a well deck seemed useless for its main job, but the decision was intentional. The space normally used for the well deck was turned into a larger hangar and more fuel storage for aircraft. The result is a ship that can operate up to 20 F-35B stealth fighter jets at once, giving it strong air power at a lower cost than a large aircraft carrier. In 2022, Tripoli deployed with 20 F-35Bs for the first time, testing a concept called the Lightning Carrier. This showed that the ship could act like a smaller aircraft carrier with advanced stealth fighters, operating independently. Right now, Tripoli is carrying parts of the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit, around 2,500 Marines and sailors who recently completed joint exercises with Japan. This unit is permanently based in Okinawa and is always ready for rapid deployment. It includes infantry forces, aircraft units, transport helicopters, attack helicopters, and F-35B fighter jets. Tripoli is escorted by a guided missile cruiser and a destroyer. Together, they form a complete strike group capable of air combat, sea combat, amphibious operations, and long-term ground missions. All of this can happen without troops touching land until the right moment. The key question is what the U.S. Central Command plans to do with this force when it arrives. The aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln has been positioned in the Arabian Sea since before the conflict began. Its jets operate from far away, which limits their time over the target area. Tripoli, however, can operate much closer to the Strait of Hormuz. Because it is smaller and more flexible, it can move into tighter areas and stay closer to the action. If placed closer, its F-35B jets could stay over the shipping lanes for much longer, increasing air coverage significantly. But the most important part of Tripoli may not be its aircraft. It is the Marines on board. Iran's coastline along the Strait of Hormuz is heavily defended. The area includes underground missile bases, tunnels, and hidden launch systems built over many years. These systems include anti-ship missiles, fast attack boats, drones, and naval mines. Many of these are hidden inside mountains or underground tunnels, making them very hard to destroy from the air. Airstrikes can damage entrances or visible targets, but mobile launch systems can come out, fire, and quickly hide again. Because of this, military planners are now considering something rarely done: a ground operation on Iranian territory to remove these threats directly. A marine unit like the one on Tripoli can deploy by air, landing troops in areas that are not prepared for defense. This method allows them to bypass mines and coastal barriers. This strategy is called vertical assault, where troops land behind enemy positions instead of attacking from the front. Key islands in the Strait of Hormuz could also become targets, as controlling them would remove major missile threats over the shipping lanes. At the same time, the Navy is preparing other parts of the operation. Ships equipped for mine detection and removal are already in the region. Clearing mines is slow and dangerous work, and it requires strong air protection. Destroyers and fighter jets would provide that protection while mine-clearing operations continue. The overall plan is step by step. Weaken Iran's missile systems, secure the airspace, clear the shipping lanes, and then restart escorted shipping convoys. Other countries are also preparing naval support missions. But the main problem remains. The Strait of Hormuz is very narrow, and missile launchers hidden in the mountains can attack quickly and repeatedly. Even one successful hit on a tanker can stop shipping again. That is why Tripoli is important. Large carriers can launch airstrikes, and destroyers can defend against missiles, but neither can send troops into tunnels or mountain positions. Tripoli can. The ship, once criticized as a mistake, may actually become the key to solving the situation, not because of what it lacks, but because of what it carries. 2,500 Marines who can land without needing a beach, and 20 stealth fighters that do not need a massive carrier to operate.